Tonight surrounding an invention that could end obesity, and a doctor from right here in West Michigan is behind it. Dr. Randy Baker and his full sense device were featured in a BuzzFeed article last week. Since then, Dr. Baker's office has fielded hundreds of phone calls, not to mention all the emails coming in asking about this device. Well, tonight, Dr. Baker joins us live in studio. Thanks for coming in tonight. We were just talking off air. This was kind of a happy accident, how you stumbled upon this device about a decade ago.
That's
Tell
correct.
us about that.
Yeah, a lady came to me. She had surgery up north, and the bottom part, she had a gastric bypass, and the bottom part of the little pouch that we create kept getting too tight. She had multiple surgeries, so she couldn't have surgery, and she couldn't tolerate solids because it kept getting so tight. So they sent her down to us. I couldn't operate. I really didn't know what to do, so I decided to do something which really was the first time that had been done in the country, and that was to take an esophageal stent, which is designed to push out narrowings in the esophagus, put that in place and see if it would work. So I put it in place, and 2 weeks later, she came back into my office and she said, "Dr. Baker, I can now eat sloppy joes. I'm not just stuck with liquids." And I thought, that's great. I looked down at the chart and I see that she's losing weight. She had already lost all her extra weight in the 2 years prior to this moment. So I didn't make sense. You know, if now you can suddenly eat solids, why do you lose weight? So I just asked her, and I said, "Do you get this? Why are you losing weight?" And she said, "Well, I'm not hungry anymore." And all of a sudden I went, "Oh, what's going on?" And I realized that something was happening with pressure from that stent at the top part of the stomach that was telling the brain, "I'm not full," and it was sending off all the hormones that go along with that.
Right. Essentially, it makes you feel full. We know that, you know, gastric bypass has been out there, but that's a horribly invasive procedure. This is something that can be done, it goes right down your mouth, and kind of a less invasive
Yes,
operation.
And you know, I'm a bariatric surgeon, so we do bariatric surgery. It's really the best option that we have right now, but we're servicing less than 1% of eligible patients. And what happened is when the BuzzFeed article went out, we just started getting tons of calls and emails. And we're servicing less than 1% of patients. That means that 99% of patients that are overweight or obese, and the main reason they don't want surgery, by the way, is because they don't want the invasiveness, they are looking for something else. And we're getting 2 to 3 page letters. People are pouring out their heart stories to us, and they're just saying, I don't even want to consider surgery. And they're saying, "Please, is there something out there?" And we didn't expect that response.
As far as availability goes, I'm sure all the viewers are wondering when this might be available. Is it ready to go here in the United States? If not, how long do you think?
Yeah, right now the device is being prepared to be released in Europe this year. And what you do is achieve what's a CE mark, which is the equivalent of the FDA, and that's happening this year. Then we're coming back through the FDA back to the United States. So it won't be available in the United States yet.
Who do you think that would most benefit from this? Because as you were just mentioning, we've got an epidemic in this country. I think 60% of all Americans.
68% are overweight or obese. So that means the folks that are normal weight are in the minority now. So I think it's a broad range. What's amazing is we thought when the device came out, if we could have it be half as effective as surgery, that would be amazing. But it's actually more effective. And I think the reason is that it's constantly putting pressure right on those stretch and pressure receptors day and night. And the amazing thing is that it's not just decreased eating, but it seems to keep the metabolism rate up, which is interesting because if you think when people go on diets, usually what happens is their metabolic rate goes down, their energy expenditure goes down. That's when they get tired. That's when their body is screaming to eat. They get depressed.
They give in.
And exactly, and it gets very difficult. So what this thing does is it tricks the brain, and it says all signals, all systems, full blast. So they are sleeping and they're burning energy, and it's a very, very interesting thing. It's just having a tremendous response.
I mean, the promise for this could be absolutely phenomenal, not only for you, but for everyone suffering with obesity here. We wish you good luck. So the clinical trials?
We finally have what's called design freeze, and so what will be happening next is the launch in Europe, and then back here to the United States.
Back here in the United States. Dr. Randy Baker, good luck with that. I'm sure a lot of people will be following your progress. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Thank you.